Previously on With Shechainah.
And I said to myself, when I was back, I said, I shall not die, but live to declare the works of the Lord. So when I'm here, I need to declare the works of the Lord. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
This is part 2 of child loss and the trauma that comes with it. Hi everyone, welcome to With Shechainah. We have a very special guest here today and I will allow her to introduce herself.
Hello, my name is Mrs Hungoidza and I'm 33 years old.
Nice to have you, Miss Fa.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Right, so we just want to go straight into it. Let's start with your childhood. Take us on a journey through your childhood. Who was Miss Fa and how was she raised?
I was born in a family of 4 and I was the only girl among 3 boys. And I can say I had a lot of love to give, but you know, growing up with boys, it's a difficult situation, like to just give love because they will just throw it back to you. So, but then I had a lovely childhood because I was raised in a Christian family. My mom made sure that every Sunday we're going to church, and my dad as well got born again in 2003. So I can safely say that I was raised right.
Wow, thank the Lord. Let's skip a few chapters into your adulthood and where you met your husband.
So I met my husband when I was at university at Midland State University. When I was doing my final year, and he was doing his final year as well. So that's when we met.
So okay, let's go back and rewind a bit to when you were growing up. Were you that girl that was like, oh, one day I'm gonna get married, I'm gonna have children? How did you think when you were younger?
Yeah, when I was young, every day our house used to be filled with kids. And to the extent that my mom was worried that, are you gonna have kids? The way you love kids is too much. But then I wanted to get married. I was always a princess because I was the only girl. So I really wanted to get married, and I had a lot of those.
So when you say the house was full of kids, you were babysitting?
Yes.
Okay, so you knew that, no, this is what I want in life.
Yes.
How long after you got married did you conceive your first child?
I would say after a year. Almost a year. That's when I conceived my first child.
So to me, when I hear that, I'm like, do you know what? That's quite quick. But I know in an African setting, it's like, I don't know, maybe did anyone expect like, no, straight away have those kids? Did you feel any pressure from anyone at all?
But not from my immediate family members, but then from my friends, and
really?
I felt quite pressured, you know, because people just will be counting months. They'll be like, it's 9 months already, we don't see anything. And some people have the guts to ask you what's going on.
How did you in yourself feel though? Were you like, yes, I want these children as soon as I get married, or were you like, no, I'm okay with the pace that we're going at?
As for me, I really wanted them before, because I got married. Then our wedding was a year after when we got married. So I really wanted to have to be pregnant before the wedding.
Like you did the traditional. You did the traditional. And then a year after you did the white wedding. Okay, so before that you wanted the child.
Because we did our vows as well before the real wedding. We
so
signed.
Then can you say, so was it actually 2 years? Oh wow.
So, almost 2 years.
Okay, now I understand. How was that being a first time mom, your baby in your arms? You can only imagine.
That brought joy to both our families, because my son was the first grandson to both sides of the family. So that brought so much joy in our family. And even though Hen was always crying, but then me, I didn't even see it. other people were the one telling me that, oh, your baby is too much.
Baby.
But then me, I didn't see it because of the joy that I had in me.
You just felt blessed.
Yeah.
No, that's good. Okay, so then let's go to your second child now.
Yeah.
How long after the first one did you conceive the second?
Oh, I can say, because I took time to have him.
Okay.
I wanted to have them like 2 years apart. So I wanted to,
by
2 years, I wanted,
to be pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as soon as I stopped breastfeeding him, I just stopped taking my contraceptives.
Okay.
Then I was just expectant.
Okay.
So, but it took a lot of time. It took
a lot of time.
Yeah, a lot of time. More than a year. Yeah, more than a year. Yeah, I did it after 2 years.
After 2 years is when you now conceived again.
Yeah.
And it was another boy.
Yes.
So how was that pregnancy?
Oh, that pregnancy was so, oh my God. I was sick. I was always sick from the first day. I was always sick.
Wow.
Like with Hayne, I didn't know I was pregnant till I went to the hospital.
Yeah.
But with Cairo, I knew from day one that I was pregnant because I was always sick. Yeah.
So did you feel worried? Were you like, what's going on? Or were you just calm? Like, yeah, this is pregnancy.
Yeah, I was just calm. I was thinking maybe it's different because with Hen it was so calm and peaceful. But then I was thinking maybe because that
difference in personalities or different. Okay. Yeah. You now gave birth to your second child.
Yeah.
Take us through that journey and how did you feel? Of course, you were excited for the first child, but I was like, 2 children. How was that feeling?
Oh, so I didn't like give birth like how I was supposed to.
Okay.
I was on 37 weeks and I was supposed to get to 40 weeks. So on 37 weeks, that's when I started like leaking.
Okay.
So I had to go to the doctors. So it was a very hard labor and it was so, I don't know, it was so hard for me. It was so hard for us as a family because I was hospitalized for almost a week and they were trying to stop the leakage so that the baby can go to full term because it wasn't full term. So they tried all they could. They were giving me antibiotics, but it didn't stop. But it got worse. So they had to induce me.
Okay.
So it was so painful. I don't want to lie. It was so painful that when people came to visit me, they were crying. They would say, don't cry. You know, in Africa, they say if you cry, you lose your baby. Okay. So they were saying, you don't cry. But they were the ones crying because of the state that I was in.
Yeah. What was it? Was it a change in appearance or they could just tell that, she's in pain?
Yeah, in the appearance, I only have one picture that I've saved for myself. Yeah. But it's not updated. Even if I look at now, it's not good. Yeah. Yeah, I was so much in pain and even my mother-in-law couldn't stand it. My mom was better, but my mother-in-law would come and say, "Oh, let us go," even if the
like she couldn't stay there too.
Yeah. Wow. She was like, "Oh my God, this is painful." Yeah.
So it was just like, this is not the Misty that we know.
Yeah.
Wow. So how did your husband take that?
He didn't take it very well because from the first day that I got admitted, he didn't want to go home. He was just crying in the car. Because he didn't expect me to get admitted because it was not my time yet. Yeah. So he was just thinking that I would get medication and go back home. But then when the doctor told him that they should go and bring my things just in case I gave birth or what. So he didn't take it very well. Yeah.
How were you feeling in that moment? Did you sense that maybe something's wrong, or were you just like, no, he's just coming early, it's just going to be a premature baby?
I didn't sense that anything was wrong. I was just thinking, because 37 weeks is not that bad. It's not that bad. So I thought it's going to be okay, even if it came earlier, but it's going to be okay.
Yeah. So then when it's now time to give birth, was it a natural birth?
Yes, it was a natural birth, but painful because it took longer than expected.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was induced around 11 a.m. But then I gave birth the next day around 1 p.m.
So over 24 hours.
Yeah, and I was in pain
the entire
time. I was in pain and the leaking got worse.
Yeah. Oh, still.
Yeah. And in Zimbabwe, they don't give you pain meds to stop the pain because they'll be saying that's what we want for the baby to come out.
That you need to be in pain?
Yeah, in pain. Like that's what pushes the baby to come out. But the doctor was like, you need to give her pain meds. And I was always on drip because I was losing strength. I didn't eat anything. So I was in pain. Yeah.
Okay, so you finally give birth.
Yeah.
How was that? Second child. And it's a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was the feeling?
Oh, I was I can't say I was like overjoyed, but it didn't last. I was overjoyed, but it didn't last long. Yeah. Because instantly the baby started vomiting green stuff, and I was worried as well. Because it didn't last. The joy didn't last that much.
When the baby started vomiting, what was the reaction of the doctors, the nurses?
The nurse was just saying because you took time, like your labor took longer. Maybe it's because he drank some water from your womb or what. So they didn't have a really tangible explanation. So I was just saying, I was just taking what they were saying. Yeah.
But in your hearts of hearts, how did you feel? What did you think?
I was so worried because at first I was happy because it was so calm. It was so calm. I was thinking, maybe this one is different from Hayden. It was so loud from the day one. Hayden was crying, but so I just thought maybe he's calm. Yeah, he's calm. But then it worried me because he wasn't drinking much. It was just vomiting. So
he wasn't even drinking anything, but still just vomiting.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you were overjoyed when you had Cairo. And then you mentioned obviously that the joy was short-lived. What happened? So
when I called the nurses and I told them he's vomiting the green stuff, the nurse just came and said, he gave me the wipes to wipe the thing off, but then they didn't even give me a real explanation of what was going on. So my mom and my mom-in-law, they came, they saw the baby, but then they saw that I was really worried about the baby because it was just there, like he wasn't crying, wasn't doing anything. Even when they left me for the night, the baby was he wasn't crying. I was the one waking up to check up on him, was vomiting, but not feeding. So I was trying like to push like for an explanation, for a better explanation, but then the nurses will say, we'll see the doctor in the morning, because that was Friday when I gave birth. Then Saturday was the doctors were gonna come late because it was a weekend. So when the doctor came in the morning, it was around 11, I think. Then that's when I told them that the baby was vomiting, and to my surprise, the doctor didn't even come in the room. He was just standing on the door. Then I told, it was a lady. I told her, the baby's... The nurse was explaining as well. And I was trying to explain. Then she was just... I think she was in a hurry or she wanted to go home. I don't really know. That's when she said, just say, she can go home with him, then come back on the third day. Then we'll see if it's still ongoing or what. So it wasn't even treated like an emergency. The fact that this child is not eating, but he's throwing up. Where is that coming from? It would make sense if, he's drinking, and then he's throwing up. But he wasn't even doing that. But they didn't press on the issue or anything like that. They didn't even... So that was it? You were sent home? Yeah, I was sent home. Wow. I was sent home. And told to come back? In 3 days? In 3 days. It was on Monday, So did you stay home the entire 3 days, or did something happen for you to go back to the hospital? So... I was discharged around 1 p.m. Then I went home. Then people were coming to see the baby, people from church and around, my friends. But then you could tell the baby was not okay. So my mom was worried. My mom and my mom-in-law, they were just praying over the baby. So that's when this other lady came. I was like, it happened to my baby. But then she was fine later. He will be fine. So we just took comfort in that. Then we went to bed. Then when it was around 12 minutes, it was just vomiting for me to feed. I was trying to feed him, but then... Was this the first day that you were... Yeah, that was the first day. Then around 1 a.m., it was a Sunday, 2 a.m., I just said to my husband, I think we should go to the hospital, because I think with all this vomiting, is now losing strength. It's just laying there like a lifeless baby. Although you can see he's up, he's alive, but then I don't see. I think we should go to the hospital. Then I just stood up. I took my baby.
Yeah.
I was in my nightwear. I just took my slippers and put them on. Then I went to to the next room where my mom and my mom-in-law were sleeping. Then I told them, I'm going to the hospital. I don't know who's coming with me, but I'm going now.
Yeah.
So they were just, wait. Yeah. But then we went to the car. Then my husband was following the kids because they would tell that this situation. And then my mom were dressing while they were coming to the car. They were just panicking. So then when they go to the car, that's when they said, let us hold the baby. But me, I didn't want them to hold. I just wanted to hold my baby. Yeah. So then we went to the hospital. But then the nurses, they just took the baby, then did some obs, and then they said the baby is fine, the temperature is fine. So we wait for the doctor to come in the morning.
The same doctor?
No, it was a different.
Okay.
Oh my God! I was like, oh my God.
Frustrated.
It was frustrating. Now I was like, how can they say this? Yeah. The baby doesn't look alive. He's alive, but then he's lifeless. Yeah. Then that's when I went to the maternity, because this was a different ward. I went to a different ward. Yeah. So I went back to the maternity ward where I knew some nurses. Then I went to that nurse and said, my baby's like this and this. Then she was like, okay, let me give you the doctor's number. Okay. So maybe he can come now, or you can tell what to do. Then I called the doctor. At least the doctor was so good. He was my doctor throughout the pregnancy. He said, he's fine, but I think the problem is in the stomach. So I can't really tell. So you have to take him for an X-ray in the morning, in the morning when they open. And they said they didn't have an X-ray machine at that hospital. And so we had to wait for it to get to 11 or 10 a.m. Okay. So when it got to that time, the doctor came and they said we should take him to the X-ray. So we took him to the X-ray, but when we got there was no one to take the X-ray because it was on a Sunday. So we had to call the doctor to come there. So it took so much a long time, and now the baby was just there. And so
was he crying or was he just still vomiting?
He was no longer vomiting.
Okay.
Yeah, but then he wasn't drinking, so he wasn't feeding, wasn't doing.
Not
so
crying,
he was not crying. So we had to check if he's still alive. Mm-hmm. So we waited for the doctor to come. Then they took an X-ray. That's when they gave us the results, and we went back to the hospital. And at the hospital, they say we had to wait for our doctor. Then he came in. Then he called us to his office, and he said, "I'm afraid the result doesn't look good, and there's nothing that we can do here. So your baby, like the intestines are not joined. The large and the small intestines are not joined at all. So it is a major operation. They have to cut the small intestine and to cut the large intestine and to join them."
On a newborn baby. And it's an emergency. You might need
what do you call
Helicopter.
this? Helicopter, yeah. Wow. To fly to Harare.
Where were you at this time?
At Chiredzi.
Okay.
And then, so he was saying he will make some calls because he knew a doctor, his friend, that could do the operation. Yeah. So he made some calls. Then he later called us again and said, "I'm afraid because we are on a medical aid, the medical aid people said we can't do that. We can't send an helicopter because your baby is not registered." And I was asking myself, how could I have registered a baby? Yeah. A baby is this is his second day. Yeah. How was I supposed? And they were saying we should have registered him yesterday. So we can't send an helicopter. So we have to take an ambulance. And we can't ask other hospitals around you.
From Chiredzi to...
From Harare to Chiredzi. And they were saying we can't even ask other people for their ambulances because it's not registered. So we have to drive from Harare to Chiredzi. And from Chiredzi to Harare, back to Harare. And now the baby was crying. Crying non-stop. So the doctor said we should go and get our bags and prepare to go to Harare because the ambulance was going to be here, was going to be there early. So we went back home. We just explained to our parents what was going on, and everyone was shattered. Then we took our bags. But we had hope, like everything was gonna be okay. So we packed our bags. We went back to the hospital, and we had to wait from that morning till 7 p.m. before the ambulance got there. And it was a long journey. From Chiredzi. I think it took us 7 hours. So we got there around 2 a.m. 2 a.m. to Harare. So when we got there, and when the ambulance people came, they were told to put some tubes, so that the baby could stop vomiting, and so that the vomit will come through the tubes. But then I heard them asking the nurses, and they said they just brushed it off. So when
they didn't do it.
They didn't do it. So they made me hold the baby from Chiredzi to Harare, and my husband wanted to sit with me so that we can take turns. Because the whole time when we were waiting for the ambulance, I couldn't stay with him, watch him cry all the time. So people were taking turns. My mom, my mom-in-law, my mom-in-law's sisters and brother, everyone was just there supporting us. And my husband's sisters, they were all taking turns to hold the baby while he was crying. I couldn't go in there. I was just loitering around because I couldn't be there while he was crying. So for them to say I should be the one holding him from Chiredzi to Harare, it was so hard for me. It was so traumatized because because in Zimbabwe there are potholes, every time we hit a pothole, he would cry, scream, and because it would make us jump from there. So he was crying the whole time, and my husband was always asking, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" We could tell he wanted to come, but then they didn't allow him. They said one should sit with the driver, and I should sit the other lady at the back. But she wasn't even doing anything. She was just giving me the wipes, to wipe the baby's vomit, only that. So it was a very hard journey. And when we got to Harare, they told us they can't operate them because we got there Monday morning, and they say they can't operate him. And they can't put him in the ICU where the other babies are because we had been discharged. So they were saying he might affect other babies in the ICU. And they say they can't operate him that day because he was too dehydrated because of all the vomiting, and they didn't even put the drip properly. So he wasn't getting any fluids. So he was just, and he turned a bit green. So they were saying he's so dehydrated, and he now has jaundice as well. And oh my God, it was a lot.
And he's only days old.
And we had to sleep on the waiting area because they couldn't give us a room. So we had to sleep on the cord. So it was so hard.
So you were frustrated at this point. It's just
because they were saying you should sue that doctor that discharged you with a baby vomiting green.
Sue him. Okay.
That's what they were saying. How can they discharge a baby vomiting green? And plus in Zimbabwe, you are not allowed to discharge a baby without pooing. No.
Okay.
So they were saying there are so many issues that you should have stayed in the hospital
in the first place.
So it was so terrible.
So obviously you mentioned how his intestines were not joined at all. So that means he couldn't wee, couldn't poo, nothing at all for those 3 days.
He could poo, he could wee.
Okay.
But he couldn't poo.
But they were saying, obviously you were saying how they need to discharge him after he's pooed. But he never did that. And he was vomiting and they still discharged him. Oh my goodness. So at this point, you're in Harare.
Yeah.
What's the story there?
or when we got to Harare, so because they couldn't put us in ICU where the other babies were, they had to put us in PIDS section. So in PIDS, there are mixed babies, but not from like newborn babies, like from older babies and kids and age and with different like situations and different. So we're just there, and it was so traumatic because you could see other people there were worse situations, and we couldn't look to your right or to your left, and we had to stay there for like 2 days before they took Cairo to the operating room. Yeah.
So that's like 5 days at this point?
From
when he was born?
It was the 5th day.
And nothing had been done at all?
It was just they put him on the drip so that he can be hydrated. Before the operating.
You mentioned how obviously when you were still in Chile, there was hope, you had hope, you're like, no, you're praying. At this point, did you still have hope, or were you just like,
I had hope, but at this point, I was the only one allowed to be with him. And the dad was allowed only 1 hour per day to be with him. So at this point, I was beginning to get scared. And because I was always with him, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat. I was just there for him. I was just watching him 24 hours, like 24/7. I was just watching him. I couldn't take off my eyes off him. I couldn't even go to the bathroom. I would wait for the dad to come in for that 1 hour, so I would bath and I would go to the bathroom. I couldn't leave him.
He finally has the operation. Successful?
Yes, it was successful. And he was even taking off the oxygen mask. So they were saying, this one is a fighter. So that's when the doctors had a meeting and they decided to take us to the ICU where the other babies were, because they said we've operated him, so now he's our baby, he's one of us, so we can mix him with the other babies. So that's how
like he's okay
now since we've operated him, he's one of us, so we can take him to the ICU. So that's how we went to the ICU. So but then he was because he was not on oxygen, was not. Then they were saying, soon you'll be feeding him. So I had to suppress my milk, to express my milk, right, for him. Because for these 5 days, I wasn't doing anything. I was just concentrating on him. So then they say, you should start expressing some milk so that when he gets better, you have something to drink. So that gave me hope. And I had now had faith, and I was praying and saying, I would declaring God's word on him, and
he's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be okay. The operation was okay, and they were saying it was 50-50. So for that operation being successful, it added my faith.
You regained your hope. Right. So after this operation, it was successful. What then happened?
So on the day, on the 8th day, when they said that's when they should remove the bandage on the operation, so that they can start to put some betadine. That's when they removed, and the next day I was supposed to start breastfeeding with taking out of the incubator and breastfeeding him. So that's when they removed the dressing on the operation, and they said, oh my, what's this? And there's some liquid coming out, and they saw that the operation, it was so hard. Oh my God. And I don't know, because they thought like the wound is getting, what do you call, some
pus.
Pus. But then it was not pus. It was the operation it come off. So they had to redo it again.
The operation, the same operation.
Yes.
Just doesn't make sense. Like on a child.
On a babe,
it's not even a week old at this point. Terrible.
At this point, I was just I don't know. So the first time he went with the dad in the operating room because they need one parent to be there while they make him sleep before they do the operation. So at the first I couldn't do it. The second time the dad was like, you should go in. But I couldn't, but I had to, because no one else could. So but I didn't have strength to do it. At this point I lost all hope. But then like family, they were the ones who kept on giving me hope. Like saying if the first one was successful, this one can be successful as well. So I went in and they did all they were doing. Then they told me to go out. Then they did operation and they said it was successful. But the next days are going to be crucial because this is his second operation in less than 5 days, less than 4 days. So when he had that second operation, he needed an oxygen mask. It was just not himself. Like he was just not fighting. You could tell he was tired of fighting. But then I was still praying for a miracle. Then so when we are at the hospital, we're staying at the hostel. Then they would come every morning at 6 a.m.
So you don't even sleep with the baby at the hospital?
No.
A newborn?
Yeah, we were checking him like after 3 hours. 3 hours, that's when we were allowed to go in. After 3 hours. Wow. Then the dads were only allowed for an hour. So I was when I walk in, I would first check if he's still there before because I was so scared. But then on the day that on the 13th day when he turned 13, in the morning I checked and I saw that they had changed the oxygen masks. They'd put a more complicated oxygen mask that was closing both his nostrils and the mouth. So he was getting worse. So I was just down the whole day. Then so I couldn't stay with the others because all the mothers were staying in one room. I couldn't stay with the others. I went to a separate room and I was just breaking down. And we went for the afternoon visit. Was it 12 p.m.? That's when I saw like the doctors were working on my baby and they were trying to resuscitate him and they were trying all things. I could tell he was going. They were trying to resuscitate him. They were running, nurses were running, taking different machines and stuff. But I still had faith. I was just praying. He was going to live. I was just declaring. But they were too busy. They didn't even notice I was there watching.
So you weren't even called there. It was just time for you to go.
To see him.
That's what you came back to.
Yeah. So now the other nurse, he's the one that noticed that she's here. And this is a traumatic situation. She can't be here. That's why you should step aside. But they were trying. When they were resuscitating him now, you could the blood was coming out. So you could tell they were saying liver failure or what. Everything was just failing. So at that point, I was just, I couldn't cry. I was just numb. I can say numb. I was just numb. I couldn't cry. I was just declaring. Then I went outside when they said I should go outside. Then I went outside. I could see doctors, nurses rushing with different machines. Then I called my husband. I was gonna come at 1 p.m. Then I called. Can you please come earlier? And when you come, please just come straight to the ward where the baby is. Come, because I didn't want to get the news on my own. I knew he was now gonna die. So I didn't want to get the news. Or at least I was on my own. So I wanted him to be there.
Did you mention to your husband like this is the situation, or were you just like, no, just come?
So I was because when I called him, he was in the car, so he put it on loudspeaker. I could tell it's on loudspeaker. So I didn't want my mom and my mom to hear it. So I just say, please come. And they're like, is everything okay? And they just thought maybe I need something because he was always going with the test to the lab, and so they just thought maybe that's what. They were asking, is everything okay? I was like, yeah, it's fine. Can you just come straight up? Yeah. And
then he comes. So I'm guessing this is when they tell you the news.
Yeah. So when he came, I told him what was happening and that they were trying to resuscitate the baby. But I don't think it was going to make it. Then my husband started crying.
Before you
started crying. Then crying. Then we could tell, like they closed the curtains, that we could tell that
so you couldn't see anything anymore.
Anymore, and so I couldn't cry. I was just numb. Then that's when the doctor, because of how long we had stayed there, we're now part of them. Like we knew almost everyone, like the nurses, and so they were too scared to tell us that the baby is no more. So we could tell, like, and the doctor came and said, "Can you see you in the room?" And then the doctor was crying as well.
Oh, wow.
He was crying. Then he told us that the baby is normal, and my husband started crying as well. But then me, I couldn't cry. I was just, I don't know if I was,
Was it shock?
Yeah, maybe it was shock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't cry.
But during like all this time you were crying.
I was crying.
And now it was like
no more tears. Yeah, I was just there, and I was even asking my husband, "Why are you crying?" Like, then he was like, "Why shouldn't I cry?
Yeah.
Because I just lost my son."
Oh.
So I was just like, yeah.
And then that was it.
That was
gone.
It was gone.
Wow.
And then that's when they asked that if we want to take him home to give a proper burial or just let them do it themselves. Then we just said, I don't want any attachments. Like I don't want to stretch myself anymore. Just take care of her. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that he was buried at the hospital or wherever the hospital takes him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And when we get to the family, they were like, "Why didn't you do it?" But we were like, it was our decision as the mom and the dad. Yeah.
Right. In that office, right then.
Right then, they asked. That's when they asked. When they told us about.
You just said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. And then that was it.
That was it.
Yeah. Do you feel like there's a particular person to blame, whether it's the hospital or, with all the issues that you had ambulance-wise, or the first doctor? Do you feel any resentment towards anyone?
To be honest, when I was grieving, I didn't feel, and like even when they say we should sue the doctors, I didn't feel like suing them anyway, because to be honest, I think I was blaming God, because that thing, like, I wasn't blaming God as such, but I was thinking it's God who did it, because like,
who allowed him to pass?
Yeah, because he's the one who made him without, like, he's our maker, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So
why didn't he attach the intestines?
Yeah.
So it was more like, God, why? Were you questioning? No,
I wasn't questioning as such, because I wasn't questioning. I was just saying, if God allowed him to be born like that, so who am I? Like, who are the doctors? They couldn't do anything unless God wanted them to
do anything, to do something. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But at that point, I lost all my faith. Yeah. I couldn't pray. I couldn't read the Bible because I had read, because people were just sending verses, chapters for me to read, to declare over the baby. So from that point, I couldn't pray.
You just stopped.
I just stopped praying. I didn't know what to say. I was just asking people, what do I say to God? I had all my faith in Him. Yeah.
So did you feel like you were let down, or you were just like, let your will be done? Which I was thinking like, oh my, I was thinking like, if faith counted, you would have lived. Oh. But then now I had all faith. I had all till the last minute. I had faith, and I was reading I was doing everything that I could, like, for the baby. But then he just died. So I was just thinking, what more can I say to God? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So how many years has it been since you lost him?
It's now 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. 2 years, 2.5 years. Yeah.
Do you ever feel emotional at times? And you think about him and you're like, oh, my child, like,
always.
Where would he be now? How would he look?
Always, especially when I see babies around that age. I think, oh,
he would have
been like that. Yeah, he would have been like that. But now, it's not like how it used to be, because I used to cry, but people didn't know that I cry.
Yeah, you cry in secret.
In secret. Yeah. And people were shocked, like,
she's
strong. She doesn't cry. She doesn't do anything. Yeah. She's strong. But I would cry on my own and cry. Only my husband knew that I cry. Yeah.
So was he more expressive in front of people?
Yeah.
But you were the one that was like...
Yeah. I didn't want even to meet people, like... And when people were coming, like, preaching to me, I would just be there.
You don't want to hear it.
I sometimes I'll be concentrating on something else. Yeah. And now I was more concerned about Hayne. Because when the dreams were coming, it was Hayne. When the dreams were coming about Cairo in hospital, it was like, it's Hayne.
After Cairo had passed.
Yeah. Okay. So now I was more attached to Hayne. I was more concerned about Hayne. more than
Were you
anything.
scared, like, I can't lose this one as well?
Yeah,
Wow.
especially when people came to preach to me about Job. I was like, I don't want to be like Job. Job lost everything. I can't lose it.
Yeah. Oh wow.
So I didn't like that scripture. I didn't like it.
Yeah. So Hayne obviously knew you were pregnant.
Yeah.
And he knew, I'm getting a sibling.
Oh, Hayne was asking, where's the baby? Where the day I came from the hospital, where's the baby?
This is after Harare.
Yeah. Okay. Like, no, the baby went to heaven. But he was more understanding. Even now, was it last month? He was saying, I think he met a boy called Cairo at school. He was saying, Mom, I saw Cairo. He's now grown. Because he's always questioning about heaven. So we go to heaven where Cairo is. Cairo is now. But then he was like, I saw Cairo. Cairo is now grown. So I was thinking, did he have a dream or what? I don't know. Yeah.
So do you think child loss is something that people can heal from?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can definitely heal from child loss. So because at first I thought I can't heal from it. Okay. When you are in that certain situation, you think I can't heal from it. But after I lost Cairo, many people that year lost babies. But I thank God because I was the first one who lost a baby, and I was there to encourage. People were referring people like ladies to me who lost their babies, and I was just encouraging them, and that's the main reason why we relocated, because I couldn't face the same people. I could see the pit in their eyes, like I couldn't face them. And when I was pregnant, my friends were pregnant as well, but they gave birth first. So I couldn't be their babies, or at least I don't have. I wasn't worried for me. I was worried for them. Because how they look at me, well, at least I'm holding their baby. Hey, people don't know how to act. And I was just getting people who would be saying, "Oh, you're no longer pregnant. Where's the baby?" Like,
it was too much.
It was too much for me, so I had to relocate. Wow. Yeah.
So it was just one of the reasons you relocated, or was it like
it was the major? Yeah. Oh, wow. It was the reason that we relocated, because at first we didn't want to. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
If there's anything you can say to a woman who has lost a child, maybe not this way, but anyway, what encouragement can you give to that woman to say, you know what, you can heal? Yeah.
When I've recently healed, like I can say, like not 100%, 90% healed recently. Why? Because my sister-in-law sent me this video when the preacher was saying when David lost his son. He said that people were shocked that he was now eating. But then the statement that he said that the baby cannot come to us, but us will go to the baby. So I believe people will heal, we can heal, because we know that babies are innocent. One day we'll definitely meet them. That's definite. We'll definitely meet them.
That one day you'll see Kyle.
Yeah.
No, that's good. So who is Miss For now? 2 years later, right? Who is Miss For now?
Oh, Miss For now. Miss For now is a mom of 2.
Okay.
Yeah, and I can say I've now received my rainbow baby, Ohana. And I thank God He restores. So now Cairo is only a good memory in our family. We talk about him always. We always talk about him.
Yeah, I think that's another part of healing. Talk about it. You don't keep it stuffed in, because one day it will all pile up.
That's true. So we just talk about, but now it's not a bad memory. It's a good memory. We just talk about the good things. Cairo was light. Cairo looks like it looked like Ohana. Cairo was this. Cairo was that. It's not a bad memory like it used to be. It doesn't really make us cry.
So to those who don't know, Ohana is your baby girl. Who you received how long after Cairo?
A year after Cairo. Just a year after Cairo. So
and you were shocked that she was a girl, right?
Yeah, I was shocked because I was thinking and you know what surprised me, like Ohana looked exactly like Cairo. Only that she was a girl. She's a girl. But then they looked exactly the same.
Yeah. God is good.
Yeah.
God restores.
Yes.
No, we thank the Lord. For these precious gifts.
Yeah.
Anything you would like to say, whether to a mom, to a dad, whatever it is, anything.
I want to say God's time is the best time.
That's it.
Because I just want to say, when you're married and you don't have a child yet, just have a hope that one day you hold your own baby, and just trust in God, because God's time is the best time. And also don't lose hope. Like when if you've lost a baby, and if you are taking time to conceive, don't lose hope. God knows what He's doing. We don't know. Just say, God, have your way in me, and He will be there for you. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming here today, Miss Spa. We appreciate your insight. We cherish your story, and we just thank the Lord for what He's doing through you. Because like you were saying, how, now you're encouraging other women, even your friends, and they see that and they think, wow, that is a true testament to who God is. A woman who was once hiding and crying on her own can now speak about it so freely with others. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for the encouragement.
You're welcome.
God bless you.
Oh, God bless you too.
Next time on With Shechainah.
Yeah, so I remember waking up. The first memory that I have, I was in a bed and I had tens of doctors around me, and then I think at some point they then went to call my husband. I can't tell you exactly what happened.
Do you remember your thoughts in that moment, or it was just?
I think what I remember at some point, I did ask the nurse where my baby was.
Oh.
That's the thing that I remember. I asked the nurse that was looking after me. I was like, "Where's my baby? What have you done with my baby?" So,
Is it?
Yeah.
Did they answer?